Hello anime and manga fans, and welcome to another episode of Animanga. I'm your host, Cameron Button. For as long as humans have existed, we have had this need to explore and adventure. All throughout history, we see people exploring. People like Lewis and Clark, Christopher Columbus, or Ferdinand Magellan. It's like the need for exploring is hard-coded into our DNA. And today, I'll be talking about an anime that explores this theme incredibly well. That's right, I'll be talking about Made in Abyss. Directed by Masayuki Kojima and produced by Studio Kinema Citrus, Made in Abyss is a beautiful story about a 12-year-old orphan girl named Riko who finds a robot boy. This boy is Reg, who has no memory of who or what he is. Both of them wish to go to the Great Abyss to find out more about him and to catch up with Riko's mother. What is the Great Abyss? Well, it's this giant hole that popped up in the ground with an unmeasurable depth. In this hole are monsters and relics from an ancient time. Cave divers delve into this abyss in search of these relics, hoping to make enough money to never have to go back again. But not only are there monsters in the abyss, there's also a curse. When ascending 30 meters or more, you will feel the effects of these curses, each layer containing a different curse. Starting in the first layer, you'd feel some light dizziness and nausea. Coming up from the second layer, you'd feel extreme nausea, headaches, numbness of the limbs. On the third layer, you'd receive vertigo and some hallucinations. In the fourth layer, it becomes full body pain along with internal and external bleeding. With the fifth layer, you'd have complete sensory deprivation, confusion, and self-harming behavior. In this sixth layer, you'd lose your humanity and become a hollow, or even die. And finally, with the seventh layer, ascending up 30 meters means certain death. But none of these things scares Riko away from wanting to explore the abyss and become a white whistle. What's a white whistle, you ask? They are the best of the best, the top delvers and relic finders known to mankind. There is a ranking system with these whistles. Red whistles being the lowest, then blue, then purple, then black, and finally the white whistles on top. The whistles signify your rank and skill as a delver. Not only that, but their knowledge of the abyss is incredibly vast, and whatever they find is essentially held as true when it comes to the abyss. These are the rules that this world follows, and it just so happens that Riko is the daughter of one of these white whistles, Liza the Annihilator. One day, a letter and a white whistle comes to the surface. It so happens to be Liza's whistle with a field note about creatures and discoveries in the abyss, as well as a singular note saying that she is waiting at the bottom of the abyss. And with that, Reg and Riko sneak out and head into the abyss to descend to the bottom to meet Riko's mother. Made in Abyss is a gorgeous anime, filled with breathtaking visuals and amazing soundtrack. The abyss is a terrifying place, and when Riko and Reg aren't running from monsters or figuring out how to survive in the abyss, it is just so incredibly beautiful. The art style of this anime is absolutely breathtaking. There are parts that you could just take a screenshot and make it your desktop background. And not only is this visually stimulating, it also has an amazing story. Made in Abyss brings tons to the table with lessons of what is really important to a person, the morals that we hold dear, and how to look on the bright side of things when everything looks dark. We see tons of sad moments, but are soon followed up by some light comedy. There are tons of sad moments that lay in wait in this anime, so keep a tissue box ready. What seems like a happy-go-lucky anime soon turns dark once Riko and Reg head into the abyss. It's this tonal shift that really drives the stake in how dank and horrid the abyss really is compared to the surface world. In the abyss, we see tons of horrible things happen, and we are horrified the entire time. And while watching this, something hit me. These are kids. Riko is only 12 years old, and Reg is around the same age, at least mentally. These kids see and experience things that would haunt me forever, and yet they continue to descend downwards, facing monsters and horrors that are just getting worse as they go down. During this time, Riko and Reg will come up against monsters, curses, and corrupt people as they try to find Riko's mother. All the while, we learn more about white whistles, the abyss, the relics, and the monsters that reside in the abyss, as well as seeing the relationship between the kids develop and bloom as we follow Riko and Reg in their journey. We only have one season right now, but a second season is in the works. If you want to watch Made in Abyss, you'll have to head over to VRV or Amazon Prime. It has 13 episodes each one averaging about 25 minutes, with the exception of the last episode being 45 minutes. I highly recommend watching Made in Abyss, even though it will break your heart. But with the heartbreak, you learn to appreciate the simpler and more wholesome moments in life and in the show when they show up. I can't stress enough how good Made in Abyss is, and how I think everyone should watch it. But that's all the time I have for today. Have you seen or read Made in Abyss? Have an anime or manga for me to check out? Why not tweet me at CTV Goofing Off and make sure you use the all-important hashtag Animanga. Until next time, I'll see you later, guys.